Welcome to the Impactful Engineer Project. I'm Steve Maxey, and with my co-host and brother Jake, we are here to bring you guidance, fresh ideas, and the tools to help you become an impactful engineer. Welcome to the Impactful Engineer. Our mission is to help you grow your engineering career and inspire you to pursue your full potential as not only an engineering professional, but as a member of your greater community. I'm Steve Maxey, and I'm a mechanical engineering manager in new product development. And I'm here with my brother Jake, who is a professional electrical engineer for an MEP firm.
An MEP firm.
I know, MEP firm. I was like reading ahead. So anyways.
What's up?
Hey, what's going on, Mr. Jake?
I don't feel like recording today.
That's okay. We're going to do it. So it's going to be good because we're just going to do it. All right. So let's do our housekeeping real quick.
Some of the best stuff comes out of that, though, when you just jump in.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't feel like doing this at all. And then you just dive in.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
First episode
okay.
type. No, I'm going to take it. I'll take it.
All
First
right,
episode type is Steve and I get on. We try to figure out what we're going to say. We bring you a topic, we tell you the why and the how around it, and we try to give you actionable tips to take to enhance your career, right? Is what we talk about a lot. Figuring your stuff out, figuring your life out, that kind of stuff. We do solo episodes. We'll come on if we have a topic that we really just want to fire it off. We'll come on and do solo episodes, usually around career success and acceleration and stuff like that, or just something that we see that drives us nuts and we just want to like bring it up and discuss it. And then every once in a while we have a guest come on to the show. And Steve, why don't you explain to us what our guests do?
Our guest most often will be an expert in a certain field, and we ask for their own perspectives and mindsets, and ask for actionable tips around their area of genius to hopefully accelerate your career path as well.
Yeah, so really what we're trying to do is enhance your career, give you ideas of things that you can test out and try that we know work from experience. All right, we try not to talk about things that we have no clue about. We just try to talk about things that we have seen work for us and other people in our careers.
Yeah. And if we don't have that experience ourselves, that's why we like to bring guests on, because our experience is limited to, our lives and careers. And when we bring guests on, that expands that realm substantially, because so many people have so many different career paths and experiences that you need to hear to hopefully choose the path that you want to go on.
What are we talking about today, Steve?
Yes. So today was a bit challenging to come up with a topic. So I did a little Google search, and here I'll read exactly what I searched because I thought it was interesting. So I said, what is the most Googled search how to find career success? Because that's kind of what we like to talk about. And so what do most people search about when they're looking for that? So it says, according to available information, the most common Google search related to finding career success is likely how to find a fulfilling career, or variations like how to find a career that you love, as it focuses on identifying personal interests and values when choosing a career path. So I thought that was interesting. That
is the most Googled thing.
That is the most Googled thing, rather than, how do I make more money, or how do I, get more influence in the company, or et cetera. The most Googled thing was, how do I find a job that I love?
Interesting.
Yeah. So we can just go ahead and dive into that. We have talked about this in various shapes and forms, right? I think the most prevalent one is how do you find value in being great at what you do versus the thing that you're working on. That's a concept that I know we've touched on at least one or two times. So do you want to start with that, or do you want to try to hit it at a different angle?
I don't know. So you looked up what is the most Googled thing about career.
Yeah, like
and
career
it's and
success.
success, and it said that most people are trying to figure out how they find a place that they like to work in
Yeah.
or find fulfilling. I got you. I think it's more like, what do you do on a daily basis, and then you insert career here, and then that equals fulfillment. Like, I don't think it's you find the fulfilling thing, and then you go, oh, found it. Now we're just going to put all of our effort towards that. Everything's going to be great. Like, I think there's a lot more to it than that. So I don't know. Maybe I'm misinterpreting the Google search, but
Mhm.
I wouldn't be searching for how to find a fulfilling career. I would be searching for how to be successful in what you think you want to do and how to gain skill, and that will lead you to a fulfilling career. Like, do you know if
Mhm.
it's fulfilling? I don't know. I'm just getting out there. How do we know it's fulfilling in real time? How do I know that my fulfillment meter is going up
Yeah.
overall? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, you're going to struggle. You're going to have to learn things. I think it's more of sticking to it and maybe like, yeah, hey, I hate the ocean. Everything to do with the ocean, hate it. So like draw a boundary around the land and say, and go look for a career path. Does this career path end up on this side of the line or on this side of the line? Wet or dry land? Ocean or continent? Okay, cool. And then maybe you separate it like that. You go, great. Look at all those careers that lead me to the ocean, and I hate it, so it wouldn't be fulfilling. Then okay, let's put those away, and then maybe it narrows it down for you like that. If they're looking for fulfillment, I don't know. Just,
I
this is how my brain works.
Yeah, no, it's. I think most people like the old adage, "Oh, do what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life," kind of thing. I think that's what people are looking for. Is they want to
That's
like
what
what?
I'm looking for.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
it's they want to do what they love, but yeah, I don't think it's always going to be um hmm,
I just want to get that one out of the way, and we can move on. Like, because I think
mhm,
we want to go where you want to go, and that's tactics and maybe things underneath that. But it's like there's another old adage that says, "Don't put the cart before the horse." It's like you're not going to just find fulfillment and then go work it. You're going to find
yeah,
fulfillment in pursuit of the work, in pursuit of something that you're going to
yeah,
put your whole heart into and work really hard at and gain skill in and get proficient. And then the fulfillment meter is going to start rising.
yeah.
And then at that point, if you find that you hate what you're doing because you're not putting in the effort because you inherently don't like the work, then you're getting further away from fulfillment and you should pivot.
Mhm. Yeah, I think the feeling of accomplishment of overcoming big challenges in the field that you enjoy is is really fulfilling, right? When you actually uh, are your back is up against the wall, you're really trying to put effort into a project that is just kicking your ass, and at that moment, you're like, man, this sucks. I have all this pressure, all these obstacles in my way. But then once you get past that and, that project is complete and people recognize that, you did kick ass and you were able to accomplish that, that's, I think, where you're going to find a ton of fulfillment.
Hey, my fellow impactful engineers. If there's one thing that you could do to help out this community, it's to keep listening to the podcast, but also, if you found value in it, to share it with one person, give us a 5-star review, or even leave a text review. It'll only take a few seconds of your time. Find that person that you think could enjoy some of this or learn from it, and pass on the good word. Now back to the show.
Oh, yeah. I'll give this piece of advice. You will find fulfillment in that. How about you try to figure out, how about we give some tips around the how and the process? So everything else stays the same. You're working really hard. You accomplish something great. You're going to feel good. I don't know anyone that's worked really hard, accomplished something really great, and then sat back and said, man, I
Mm-hmm.
feel like shit. That sucks.
Yeah.
I hate accomplishing things. Like, I just don't know. So like,
Yeah.
how about, to what degree, or like, you could search for a place where you're going to have great mentors, great leaders, people that will arm you with what you need to accelerate that process, make it less mucky, and still have the achievement, right? you don't have to be falling face down in the mud and people stepping on your back and then
Oh,
you
absolutely.
rise to have that fulfillment. You can, you know, have someone go, "Oh, there's a trench there. Don't step in there. Let's step over that. I built you a bridge here. I'll show you how to build the bridge." Oh, okay, cool. That's why you do that piece first. Like you can get that mentorship somewhere. So maybe we give them some tips on um, what you can look out for when you're choosing a where to work. Not
Yeah.
necessarily career, because there's just people in every career, and some people suck and some people don't, right?
Hmm.
Um, I've worked at a place where I had no real mentorship and it just didn't jive with me, and I had no fulfillment, and I was thinking about quitting engineering completely and doing something else. And then the very next 3 month period, I was at a company where I believed in myself again and the mission, and I just got right back on the horse. So which one is it? And I
Yeah.
felt very fulfilled.
Yeah. So
So
it's like,
in that case, it was environment.
yeah, surrounding yourself
Right.
with the right environment, right? The right
Yeah.
people. And so it's not necessarily the thing you're working on. It's the people that you're working with and the impact that you're having
Yeah.
in your
Yeah.
community or the business or whatever, um, that really can make the difference between hating your life and loving your life when it comes to your career.
Yeah. And I don't have a stat. I should like figure out some stats around this.
Yeah.
There's
Here's a
probably going to be
study.
some like 1 in a trillion like numbers with this. You ready
Yeah.
for it? How many careers can you possibly take? Like how many paths are there? There's just millions, right? There's so many things you can do, and philosophies, and like wholly different views on life, and then they have all their little tendrils and paths that you can go on, right? Out of all these people, this 8 billion people or so that we have, like, what can we do? There's so many things you can do. You can't do them all. Like if you took the approach of I'm going to do this and then 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 like I'll find my fulfillment, the chances that you find it before you're in the ground is very little, right? So I would say that without a stat, I'm just going to kind of guess here. This is my opinion that if you choose a path, you've put some thought into it and you've looked at your life, do some work, but you choose a path and you make that path fulfilling.
Mm-hmm.
You don't choose a what you think is going to be the fulfilling path, and then it will be. Like the likelihood of that is very low. I would say bet on, if you were going to make a bet on just taking the path and then making that path work for you. You work the path.
Yeah.
You don't let it work you. Sometimes it will, but you make it fulfilling.
Yeah. I mean, you have way more impact on your own happiness than your environment and everything that's around you anyways, right? Because anything that happens to you, you have a choice of how to react, right? And how to accept that information coming in, and your mindset and the way you respond to everything is going to either bring you up or bring you down. So, I mean, I think
And
it applies directly to work as well as just anything in life.
right. And you try to limit the amount of times that you have bad experiences and that the environment is a negative, right? Because you can only handle so much, right?
Oh yeah.
So while being able to accept whatever the environment is that it's giving you and then act in a certain way despite that, there's a level at which you can't keep that up, right? So that's when I changed my environment.
Yes, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
you get to change your environment. So like I get what you're saying. Like the environment is not the biggest lever. It's how you react and who you are, because you have the biggest impact on
Hmm.
how that's going to end up. And you get to then say, I don't like this environment. I'm going to this one.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Right.
still your choice though, right? It's
That's still your choice. Yep.
you're going to be moving yourself into a different environment. So, be as successful as you can and fulfilled as you can in your current environment until you find a new one.
And I'm gonna keep staying high level. We haven't really given any tactics, but I'm just gonna stay there anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so that's gonna be where like courage comes in. The
Yes.
framework of I don't have to do this, you know? Like I don't have to be here doing this. There's so many ways that I can work this path I'm on to bring myself fulfillment in it.
Yeah.
Right. And so you would have just that like without going into courage building exercises, it's having the courage to just go, I don't have to accept this, and I get to say, yeah, I'm out of here in a couple of weeks and I'm going to go to this job. And that's perfectly okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, right? There's a lot to say about making your accuracy in that decision making, improve that a little bit, because you can absolutely deflect, right? And it's like, oh, I don't like this because it's hard, so I'm going to jump to the next thing, and then I'm jump to the next thing. Then don't let that happen, because you have to figure out, why is it hard, and how do I make it less difficult? How do I get better most of the time, instead of just jumping away, because all the stuff that you are trying to jump away from is just going to be right where you land anyway. So like, don't allow yourself to not figure out how to handle that stuff, and then just be jumping away from it. That's not what we're saying. We're just saying that, like, if you know yourself well, you're on this path to fulfillment, you know your needs, you know your wants, your desires, and you have the courage to follow them, and the environment is not best suited to support you in that, you get to make the decision to go find a more supportive environment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but always, it's very important to always look inward first, right? It's like, okay, am I the root of the issue here? Am I causing myself pain, or am I getting in my own way to finding that fulfillment in my current job? And if the answer is no, then certainly try to find something new and get yourself in a different environment. But if the answer is yes, then don't just run away from the problem just because it's just going to follow you there. You have to address that and try to overcome it, and turn it around. And then if you find yourself in a place where you're still just not happy at that current career or job, then you can start looking outward.
Yeah, I would say if you're just not feeling that job anymore at all, right? Or something happened that took your motivation away. You owe it to yourself to really figure out why that's happening to you before you just decide to jump.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're saying, Steve.
Yeah.
Because you just don't want to give up something good because you were in your own way, and usually that takes a little bit of time to figure out. So if you're thinking like, I've been miserable in this job for 6 months, that's enough time to figure it out. But really think about what you've been doing to figure it out along the way. Or have you just been blindly just kind of writing it and just kind of blaming, and now it's been 6 months of kind of not really figuring it out. Like, you owe yourself to really dive in deep and figure it out before you make that jump.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not going to go into like how you figure that out. There's tons of people that can help you figure that out, right? Tons of articles written, and just do some research on it. But if you haven't, like, do this. Take a timer, start it, and say, I'm going to research into anything I can find about how do I figure out whether I'm happy at my position. Is it me? Or is it them? So many things that you can find, and just spend 10 hours aggregate researching that and learning that, and then trying to ask yourself questions that lead you to whether it really is you or the place you're at. Do that before you jump.
Mm.
Yeah. This is the stuff. This is the path to fulfillment. This is how you get fulfillment. It's just it's not a spot that you go find. How do I get good at finding fulfillment? It's like, this is the work.
And I do want to circle back on a topic that we have covered before, and that is finding the fulfillment in being great at what you do versus the what you're working on. Because I think that's really important for engineers specifically, because they do tie their worth a lot to the project that they're working on, or the product they're designing, or whatever it may be. And when that is unsuccessful in one way, shape, or form, then they feel that they are unsuccessful as well, even though they executed on that project with accolade, and a lot of recognition. It's important to say, okay, I did great on this project, and I'm recognized for being great at it. That is where you have to find your fulfillment, because now you're going to be counted on to do the next project at that same level of excellence. Where if your project is ultimately a failure, like say you're designing a thing and it's being sold, right? The project went great, it performed all the specifications that were laid out, etc. But now it's just flopping on the marketplace. Are you going to really tie your fulfillment and success on the fact that it just didn't sell well? No, you don't want to do that, because then you're setting yourself up for failure. You need to be, hey, I did an excellent job at this project, and my leadership is counting on me to do excellent on the next project. And yes, that first one didn't sell well. So what? This next one, oh, that sold great. All right, cool. That's just how it works. That is product development, right? It's the same thing with any other kind of engineering field. You want to make sure that you are finding your happiness in being awesome and counted on as like the go-to person in whatever specific field that you're in, as that fulfillment, and not the success of the actual project itself, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you can get yourself into a lot of trouble putting your identity and how good you feel about yourself and your worth on the product doing well in the market, like you're saying. Because there's so many things out of your control there.
Yeah.
The person could have just, that's asking you to develop the thing, could have just read the market wrong. Or it could have shifted between the time that they saw it and the time you got the product out. There's so many different things. Or you could just have a bad marketing team, or, the ads that you use to run just don't work anymore, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the engineer themselves that plays the piece in getting that product to market I would recommend focusing on how well did you execute the project?
Mm-hmm.
Were you all a team? Did the processes and the systems hold up? Did we adapt? Were we flexible? Did we meet the timeline?
Yeah.
How did we grow together? Like, all those things would be my markers for success. So I think you can apply that to many things.
Oh yeah, absolutely. What new ideas came about, right? What new things happened in that project that developed new ways of doing things for the next project. I think that's a great way to find fulfillment. You found how to do something in a project, and you're like, wow, this works so much better. And then now every other project I work on, I can do the same thing, and it just makes my life so much easier, or that makes the project so much better, or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a huge win.
And here's one that actually this week, I have a co-op electrical engineer, and we were just talking about this. It's like, well, there's 2 points. One is like the small wins. So like increasing the frequency of winning. And you can do that much better when you don't tie yourself to a big outcome. Because it could take 6 months to get that thing out. And then you're tying everything to that 6-month marker, and then it's not good. Then you feel down. Then like, when's the next one to decide whether you go up or further down? Is it 6 months away? Like, that sucks.
Yeah.
We only have so many years on on the planet.
Yeah.
So just tactically, the small wins, and then doing what we're saying and tying it to the process and the people and the day-to-day activities. And did we win? Did we kind of, lose a little bit, or did we do really great on a day by day, by week basis? That's going to bring you towards fulfillment faster.
Yeah.
Instead of having 4 data points over the next 2 years for you to conclude whether you're fulfilled in the job, or you need to leave or change careers or change your whole life, you could have 104 data points, right? If you're doing weekly or something, like you could have, you could increase that by whatever that math is, right? You can get into the thousands of data points in the same period from when you only had 4. So just should tell you.
Yeah, I mean, this ties into this. Another thing we've talked about, right, is stacking small wins to build momentum, right? Because you're going to, if you intentionally set goals for yourself, multiple goals in a week, right? Whether it's every day or once every couple of days or whatever, and you track your rate of accomplishment of those goals, and they're going to be very easy to recognize as wins. And you're going to be like, hey, I won this one. I won this one. I won this one. And you're going to start feeling really good about all the wins that you're stacking. And that fulfillment meter goes up, and you start putting more energy into your work, and which will then propagate even larger wins and more wins and a higher success rate. And you're just going to keep building up momentum, and you're just going to be happier and happier and happier, and you get more wins and wins and wins. And then just and then you're going to get recognized for that. People are going to be like, man, Jake's been freaking killing it. Like he's just stacking wins. His attitude is fantastic. You could just tell his energy is there. And that's when the hallway conversations start, and that's when you will see promotions possibly, or maybe you get the project that you've always wanted, or whatever it may be. You know, you're going to stack those wins, build the momentum, and then that you're going to find much more fulfillment quicker.
There's so many things that need to occur for you to be a rock star in your career and to have things go your way.
Mm-hmm.
So many things. And you need to be on your A game, and you need to be happy, and you need to be hitting that stride. If you're going to see the opportunities, if you're going to grow, if you're going to go nab those opportunities to improve yourself, like you need to be in stride and winning. So increase the frequency of your winning, right? And tie your fulfillment to the right things. Be tactical on this, and you'll leave room then to do all of the many of other things that you need to do in your personal life and your professional life to win. So I think this is our impactful engineer roadmap, strategic guide to fulfillment here. And that's to break it down, have more data points to look at, tie your fulfillment to the right things, get good at something, right? And do it frequently and with many data points. And I think that this is a great episode, man. I really think like this came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
If you could deploy, like we should work something up here so that we can give people, but if you can just listen a couple times, maybe download the episode and throw it into ChatGPT or something and say, summarize this as a playbook to fulfillment and get yourself a little roadmap. Oh my gosh. This is the stuff right here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking back to earlier points in my career and what did I do to change? And a lot of it is this stuff.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Go out and do it.
Yep. Had a slow start, but I think we came out swinging.
Strong.
Yep.
If you made it this far, you've gotten through a great episode, and I would say, hey, start collecting those data points.